global truth.
In Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, to be exact. It's been revealed 215 bodies were buried in unmarked graves behind a state jail in Jackson, of course. Attorney Ben Crump is now calling for an investigation. Families of the dead reportedly had no idea until last month. Some of them, those grave sites were only labeled by a number and a metal rod. Joining
215 bodies found behind a Mississippi jailhouse. Yo, this is just straight up gruesome. A lot of the families were unaware of these displaced bodies. One brother in particular, this gentleman on your screen, he was struck by a police vehicle and actually buried by cops. Young man by the name of Dexter Wade. He was 37 years old. But there's multiple families coming forward right now after these new revelations. And this is crazy, man. What is going on in Mississippi where this can happen? And how did each body get back there? Like, this is insane.
Us to talk about it, activist Arthur Silky Slim Reed, who also works with Ben Crump. So, Arthur, this started with Dexter Wade's case back in March, right? He was an individual who was hit by a police officer, and his family thought he was simply missing, but he was dead and buried, and no one notified them.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it looked like the police were just stashing bodies behind the jailhouse. All of those men behind that jailhouse could have been straight up assassinated by Mississippi police. Yo, that is sick. And they just burying the bodies back there. Hits getting carried out on each one of these young men. Yo, y'all need to tear Mississippi up right now. And I don't mean physically go out there and riot or anything like that, but y'all need to take to the streets. Justice need to be served. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to do something. I'm surprised that anarchy ain't broke free in Mississippi after these newfound revelations. Just a couple of years ago, you had the whole knee on the neck situation take place. And the whole world stood still. There was riots everywhere. Here you have 215 melanated men. Well, it was men from all walks of life. There was just men in general, man, that could have perhaps been brutally murdered and just buried behind a jail cell, behind the jailhouse. This is sick, y'all. Like, this should be all over the front page.
Well, the thing about it is that he had identification on him, Isaiah, and the medical examiner gave it to the lead detective, who said he called, didn't get an answer, and they didn't worry about doing anything else. What we're finding, Isaiah, is that Mississippi is Mississippi. It's an ugly Mississippi. And this is sad because now we have 6 other individuals that has been put into this same grave. And if you look at the video from when we first went to that site, buzzards were flying overhead. And we were trying to figure out, why are the buzzards flying overhead? But it's because they're putting them in shallow graves, and the only thing that they're putting them in is a body bag without embalming the bodies. So
wow. So you're going to have vultures, various animals, pretty much defiling the bodies, man. This is crazy. This is the most inhumane news that I done seen pop off in a long time. And y'all know this has to be talked about, man. We need to spread the word about this because somebody needs to be held accountable. You know, here you have More than likely, a whole cabal of individuals doing this to people, assassins. And more than likely, a lot of them are plain beat cops joined together, just out here literally murdering these men. And I'm wondering why it ain't more families being put on the forefront to say what happened to their family member. So I'm led to believe that each one of these people were just missing people. They were just missing persons. And little do we know, somebody in the town, more than likely a huge group of people, an organized group of people who can even have access to the grave site where they buried all these bodies, were just out here murking people, bro. We talking about serial killers, just out here murking people, tossing their bodies, burying them behind the jail, bro. That's wild.
So the stench from the bodies are drawing buzzers there. It's so inhumane for anybody to do anyone like that, Isaiah, is just horrible is what we can say. And that's not even a word that we should use in a situation like this. It's something that we haven't seen.
And what we're seeing here is,
Yo, in all the years of my life, I've never seen nothing like this pop off on the news, y'all. Like the police department up there, they must be rogue. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to missing persons, 9 times out of 10, the powers that be, you know, your governors, your mayors, your police departments, they know what's going on. But like the brother said, Mississippi is Mississippi. This is crazy.
there's over 200 people in this, what they consider a pauper's grave behind the county jail there. And what you guys are learning in your investigation is many of these families were never called, were never notified. Many of them still think their family members or thought their family members were simply missing, but they were dead and buried and never got a call from any investigators, any law enforcement officials.
That's because they were the ones killing them, man. This is a ritual, man. They was blood sacrificing these men. Yo, that is crazy. And that's why the scriptures talk about they will haunt our steps while we walk the streets. Man, more than likely those was gang stalkers that just got antsy and seen that there was a opportunity in certain isolated places, and they snatched them dudes right up off the streets, man. The family's thinking, you know, my family member just missing, where there's a whole demonic cabal in your community literally murking people. This is the stuff that horror movies are made of, and this is real life, y'all. This is the stuff that nightmares are made of. What kind of world, bro? This is crazy.
Authorities in Jackson, Mississippi.
That's right. And one of the things that we faced being Mississippi is that they thought that we were playing the race card. We have white clients as well. There were white people that were buried the same way.
See, it was ritualistic, and this ain't even about no race. These men was targeted. There was some type of Luciferian ritual going on in Mississippi, and the police were definitely involved. They had to be involved. And the mayors and governors, ooh, y'all got some explaining to do, bro. Y'all got some explaining to do, real talk.
Isaiah, and any human being that's buried the way that they're burying these individuals, it says a lot about the people that's doing this criminal act. And the only thing that we're asking, because people always look at us when we're out fighting for civil rights of individuals, the only thing that we're asking in this case, we want you to do the right thing and give them a humane burial. And the city is, you know, so it's crazy, Isaiah, to see something like that. It's 2023. It's not 19.
Yeah, they need more than a humane burial. We need answers. We need to find out who's behind this.
1940. But to see them just dumping bodies in a grave like that, and no name, just a number. So they'll say, well, number 13, that's Arthur Reed. Number 21 is Isaiah Carey. But we don't really know until we get the remains. And then the remains had decomposed so bad, we just have to take them at their word. And when you look at the story, they told us that they would exhume this body at 12 noon, but they ended up taking this young man, Dexter Wade, out of the ground at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. They say, we were not going to allow them to embarrass us with those cameras. If you're not embarrassed by what you're doing, it's shame on you.
Absolutely incredible. Now, you guys, along with Ben Crump and I think Attorney Dennis Week, you all are asking for a federal investigation, that the feds come in and take a look at this.
I mean, the feds should have already been there. They shouldn't even have to ask for the feds to come in. We talking about 215 bodies. 215 bodies buried. All missing people. They buried behind a jailhouse. You need to shut the prison down. The whole jailhouse need to be shut down. The whole police department need to be raided by FBI. Soon as this was announced, that's what should have happened. FBI should have came down in their helicopters and suits and went right to Mississippi. Those who run that jailhouse should be under investigation. There's supposed to be some indictments going out, people leaving in cuffs, and multiple people getting questioned. Nothing more, nothing less. The U.S. president's supposed to be talking about this. Do you understand that Joe Biden is supposed to be on stage right now talking about this situation and figuring out what the hell is going on in Mississippi?
And see exactly what's going on, because there's some questions as to Dexter Wade's death when he was hit by the police officer. Whatever happened with the officer in this case? And why wasn't his family ever notified that he was dead and not just a missing person? So bottom line, you want an investigation, right?
We think many civil rights were violated in Dexter Wade's case.
Everybody's civil rights were violated. Everybody's case. Everybody, they didn't even get a proper burial. Everybody, all 215 people, none of them were given civil rights.
Notifying the family, burying him without permission when you knew who he was. That's the key issue right there. You knew who this individual was.
Yep, they can prove that they knew who that individual was. So that's a start, but man, this is insane.
And if you look at the Dexter Wade case, it's sad, but Dexter Wade's uncle was killed by Jackson police, and they knew the family because they was involved in an ongoing lawsuit with that family, with Attorney Sweets, who you're talking about. So this is
so they knew the family. See?
Very, very, very troubling for us.
So this was personal, man.
For you to know this family already, and for you to do something like this was adding insult to already injury that you had done to this.
Dexter Wade was gang stalked, man, and they got to him. It was personal, man. This is crazy, man. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Put this message out here. We need to promote more awareness to what's going on in the world right now, and this is something that needs to get presidential attention. So, ladies and gentlemen, do what you got to do. Make this video go viral. With that being said, shalom and peace.